January 2011. That was the last time England had managed to win in Australia. By that time, if you look at it, India hadn't even won the ODI World Cup. Virat Kohli was still not the Virat Kohli, and neither was Rohit Sharma. 14 years later, they have finally managed to win a test match in Australia. That is the amount of time that it has taken. By the way, even Instagram wasn't there. 5G also wasn't there in 2011 at this stage. That's the amount of time it's taken. When England won by 4 wickets in Melbourne, they had ensured that a whitewash would be avoided. Previous scorelines of 5-0, 4-0, 4-0. Now it's 3-1. After 18 tests, you've finally managed to win in Australia. And that is the number by which we will start with, because 18 is the most consecutive tests in Australia without a win. England level with New Zealand. New Zealand didn't win a test in Australia from 1987 until 2011, where they went winless for 18 consecutive tests. They broke that streak in 2011 when they won in Hobart by 7 runs. Here, England lost 5-0, lost 4-0 with the draw in Melbourne in 2017, lost 4-0 with draw in Sydney, and now here, you've 3 wins, the 3 losses that you had, you finally managed to win 1. So the streak ended today. And this is the story. 18. First win for Joe Root in Australia. He's played so many tests here. Right from 2013 onwards till now, he's played 18 tests in Australia. He's not managed to win a single, except today. After 18 tests, he's finally managed to win. 13 tests it's taken for Ben Stokes to win in Australia. Because remember, he's come in 13, he's come in 17, he didn't come in 17, 18. He came in 21, he's come here, he's never managed to win. He finally has managed to win. So Joe Root and Ben Stokes, this is the last tour potentially that they'll be in Australia. They have managed to win a test in Australia. And that will erase a bit of a blot that is there in their careers. Then, 7th time. This is the 7th time that we've had a 2-day finish in Ashes contests. There were 3 in that epic 1888 series. 3 tests ended in 2 days. And 1890 there was one in 1920, but there was a rest day involved in that. Here in 2025, 105 years later, you have had 2 tests in the same series. So that is where 7 number of 2-day finishes in Ashes contests, it's a staggering number. 2 particular in 2025 stands out as a sore thumb. But this number is even more staggering. 93 years. In 1932, a test match was played where there were no individual 50s. Now in 2025, not since 1932, that the number of years where a test in Australia has not seen an individual half century. Imagine, it's a year of firsts, and 93 years later, history has repeated itself. That is truly remarkable in more ways than one. 852. That is the number of balls that were bowled in the MCG Ashes Test. And what is the more remarkable thing? 5 more than the Perth Test, which was also a 2-day finish. 847, 852. 13 days the 4 tests are done. That's how bad the situation is at this point in time. But there was one shining star in Harry Brook. His counter-attacking knocks ensured that yes, England did have a ray of hope. 3,468 balls, but Harry Brook has scored 3,000 of it, which means number of balls for Harry Brook to reach 3,000 test runs, the fastest ever in terms of balls. And that is where Harry Brook, at a strike rate of more than 88, 85 at this point in time, he's truly, if he can maintain his consistency and not play brainless cricket and gets a direction to his cricket, then I think he'll be unstoppable. Melbourne. Although now you can say it's no longer a fortress, but in the last 20 years, 5 times Australia have lost. Why 2005? Because for the 20-year benchmark that I look at. South Africa won in 2008, England won in 2010, and they won in 2025. India have won in 2018-19 and 2020-2021. So these are the 5 losses that Australia have had in Melbourne. So finally, England end their torrid 2025 with a win in Australia. But you have to understand one thing, the Ashes is gone for them. Now they can hope to at least salvage some pride. Zach Crawley's words, it would be great if he can make it 3-2. Australia will be hoping that that doesn't happen. But yes, Ashes is gone. 4 more years they'll have to wait in Australia. Let's see if they can put up a great show in Sydney, weather permitting. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and analysis.